Hi, good day everyone. My name is Renante Piañar and now I will be presenting my startup company which is High Seed Company, the farmer's number one choice. Introduction. So, an organized strategy is required in order to solve practical problems. The ability, the ability to solve problems does not arise out of thin air. Instead, this ability is improved with repeated practice. I am now able to confront challenges that call for critical, analytical, and speculative thinking while viewing them through the lens of science. This is particularly true now that I have established a foundation in the field of biological sciences and attained a thorough comprehension of it. Because I am majoring in business, the contribution that I make to scientific endeavors in the near future will be beneficial in order to increase the presence of scientific quality assurance, research and development, and social interaction in the nation. Global, startup, and local enterprises will need my skills in project management as well as the financials economic domains. As a result, it is essential that I appreciate the role that scientific methods play in decision making, planning, and implementation of projects. Most of our farmers facing challenges today are climate change that affect the plant growth and its harvesting time, diseases and pests attacking the plants, and low yield productivity, which this method of farming it will address all the challenges and problems that our farmers encounter every now and then. As part of this exercise, I drafted a business plan for a hypothetical new company that would operate in the biotechnology sector of the hybrid seed market. The financial plan is interwoven here, along with the application of the principles of the biological sciences that I have picked up from this course in order to determine the sector of market that would be serviced by our organization. I resorted I resorted to the scientific method of systematization. I also used the scientific approach of systematization to provide the problem in seeds that established of this company will solve. The company, its logo, and tagline. So this is the logo of my startup company, which is High Seed, the farmer's number one choice. So the company name is High Seed, that is came from the word hybrid seeds that this startup company is all about, which is created by crossing two different varieties of the same plant. The main goal of this company is to help farmers around the globe to improve and to have better yield, to enhance sowing window, to help plants root system and drought resistance, to improve productivity, and to have disease resistance. The company logo represents seed and the slogan or tagline of the company, which is the farmer's number one choice, because the main goal of this company is to help the farmers to have better productivity of their crops using the hybrid seeds method. Hybrid seeds production and its method. Hybrid seeds as used in farming and gardening is the seed that result from the cross-pollination of two different plant species, both industrial agriculture and Amateur gardening now use hybrid seeds as the standard procedure. The innermost boost in agricultural production that took place in the latter part of the 20th century was mainly due to it. Alternative methods to hybridization include open pollination and clonal propagation. The farmer's hybrid seeds will all produce plants that are similar to one another, but the seeds produced by the subsequent generation of hybrids will not always have the desired characteristics. Two inbred strains are crossed to produce controlled hybrids, which are characterized by generally homogeneous features. We employ elite inbred strains, which are inbred plants that exhibit features that have been well documented and consistently demonstrated. For example, high crop production. The aim of hybrid seeds development is to improve the yield, uniformity, color, and disease resistance of the plants. The hybrid chosen for this are hybrids. The capacity of heterosis or combination among the parent plant is an important consideration. Any two inbred strains can mate, but it is not given that the result will be superior offspring. In order to achieve the amount of uniformity that arises from the uniformity of the parents and the level superior performance the result from heterosis, the parent strains that are used are chosen with careful deliberation. A hybrid is the result of two genetically separate parents mating and giving birth to offspring. Pollen from the male parent, also known as the pollen parent, must be transported to the female parent in order to create F1 hybrid seeds referred to as the seed parent. To create a hybrid, there must be a crossing between the two parents, and this crossing will result in the emergence of heterosis. Crossing a crop that has been self-pollinated is challenging, but it is much easier to cross a crop that has been cross-pollinated. Flowering plants have created a wide range of cross-pollination processes in order to expand the genetic diversity of their progeny and to adapt to a wide range of environmental conditions. Genetic variety, which result from pollination by various species, enhances adaptability. There are a variety of strategies that flowering plants have developed over the increase their chances of being pollinated by insects and other animals. The following are this mechanism. First is declingy. Declingy is a decline is the absence of viable offspring in flowers. Male and female blossoms coexist on a single monoecious shrub. This kind of plants include cucurbits, maize, castor, coconuts, to name a few. Dioecious plants including papaya, cannabis, mulberry produce male and female blooms on different plants. Second is dichogamy, or dichogamy rather. In dichogamy, the stigma's receptivity to pollen and the anther dehiscence occur at different times, forcing sexual interaction between the two structures. The interval between the two could be anything from a single day to several weeks. In protandry, the anther split before the stigmas reach their maximum receptivity. As in the case of sunflower and maize, in protogamy, the stigma develop reproductive capabilities prior to the anther dehiscence, as in the case of pearl millet mirabilis. Third is self-incompatibility. The, the plant's own pollen can be recognized by the stigma, preventing it from fertilizing itself. Brassica, Petunia, and Lily, for instance. Fourth is hercogamy. Hercogamy is the separation of the stigma and anthers by physical means. Self-fertilization is not possible due to their position in regard to one another. It is impossible for pollen to build up on the stigma since it reaches beyond the anthers. For instance, the lucerne stigma is covered with a waxy coating. In order to cross-pollination to occur, the waxy membrane surrounding the stigma must first be broken by the honeybee's visit. Fifth is male sterility. Male sterility, the absence of a male sex organ functional pollen in an ordinarily bisexual bloom is referred to as male sterility. This might happen as a result of absence, malformation, or atrophy. Male sterility can be divided into three subgroups: cytoplasmic, genetic, and mixed cytoplasmic and genetic male infertility. Method of hybrid. So here are the few methods of creating hybrid rice. First is a three-line system. The hybrid seed must be produced along with the F1 hybrid seed by multiplying cytoplasmic genetic male sterile line or A line and the maintainer line or the B line and restored line, which is the R line or the AXR. Second, a system of two lines. A system of two lines, genetic male sterile genes that are protoperiod sensitive must be used to produce hybrid seeds or PSMS. Any regular line you choose to use or as a restore is okay. With the third one, the third is with medication that weaken men. Female parents must be emasculated to create hybrid rice. This can be accomplished with the aid of chemicals that sterile the stamen but have little to no effect on the pistil's regular operations. Benefits include the availability of comprehensive varietal resources and the lack of specific restrictions for establishing male sterile or restore lines. The benefits of hybrid breeding. Hybrid varieties comprises about 60% of the oilseed rape farm in the UK due to availability of the new and improved varieties and increase farmers' awareness of the actual advantages of hybrids. The area has grown over the past few years. The introduction of cultivars with greater genetic variety has been feasible by developing novel hybrid breeding techniques, which has enhanced success in producing desirable agronomic characteristics. So first, yield benefit. Over 84% of the oilseed rape planting area in Germany, 77% of the planting area in France, and over 99% of planting area in North America are hybrids. The average yields are rising and are already getting close to 5 tons per hectare, thanks to these recently produced hybrids. Results of surveys given to farmers shows that, on average, a hybrid can produce 350 to 500 kg per hectare, more than a standard variety. Second is contains oil. Because bonuses totaling 1.5% of the contract price are given out for every 1% of the oil produced, more than 400 of the overall yield. It is impossible to ignore the importance of a crop's oil content to profitability of the entire harvest. A seed's oil content is a generally constant characteristics. In addition, this additional benefit should not be overlooked given a DSV hybrid higher dependability of seed yield. And the third is hybrid power. Knowing that hybrids are typically more resilient than traditional varieties of the same species is a good idea. This suggests that they are better able to make up for challenging growing conditions in the field. Autumn vigor autumn vigor also helps the crop establishments, filling crop gaps to reduce the amount of pigeon landing sites and repairing weather damages that happen over the winter. The ability of a plant to expand quickly is referred to as spring vigor. And as a result, the plants are less susceptible to insect damage. After the winter, they are also better able to recover from weather-related damage when herbicide efficacy is inadequate. A common problem when unfavorable conditions exist, this vigor also aids the plants in outcompeting weeds. And fourth is enhanced sowing window. Hybrids have a higher establishment rate than conventional kinds in broader range of drilling dates and environmental conditions. Most hybrids allow for a later planting date, which is beneficial in years with particular difficulties and can also help spread the workload after harvest rather. And next is reduction in seed quantity. Hybrids requires a lesser seed quantity to be planted to perform at their best. They thrive when planted at a density of about 40 mature plants per square meter. Because of the lower population, the proper canopy structure may emerge and any potential lodging risk is also lessened. Compared to a conventional field, which is often seeded at twice the rate of the hybrid field. A hybrid rape field typically does not initially appear to be as dense. And then next is reduce stress effects on plants. Oilseed rape hybrids are less likely to be harmed by environmental factors than conventional cultivars. Hybrids are especially helpful in less fertile and more difficult settings since the technology has been utilized to generate traits that assist the plant resist stress rather, such as a shortage of water or freezing temperatures, and enhance yields. This is due to evidence that suggests hybrids increase yields. Additionally, they are more sensitive to the stimuli presented than conventional types. And then next is the plant's root systems and drought resistance. The thick root systems of the hybrids are functional during regular summertime dry spells. The plant's capacity to absorb nutrients is further improved by its extensive root system. Generally speaking, hybrids offer adequate water and fertilizer utilizations. And lastly, the stem's characteristics. Breeders seek to combine features to reduce the average height of hybrids, increase standing strength, and improve heredity. One of the shortest non-semi-dwarf types available is Primus, which stands at 155 cm. DSVs are breeding hybrids that are shorter and stiffer. A plant growth regulator, which is frequently incorporated into the fungicide spray schedule of every agricultural operation, can easily control hybrids' height. As a result, there is barely any difference in height between standard and hybrid varieties in controlled studies. So this is the financial plan of my startup company. With this financial plan, this is the overview or projections of the business capital, expenses, and growth, which is the return on investment or ROI. The purpose of this plan is to have a long-term and concrete goal to meet the business goals, to establish a concrete plan for future expenses, and where should the company business get its startup capital to operate the business. This is also known as the financial health of the business. This way, it can be avoided the bankruptcy. So with this financial plan, first, we have the capital. The business capital will be coming from a bank loan of a total of 1.2 million pesos, and it will be paid within 8 years, which is 12,500 per month with no interest. With the interest of 15%, the monthly payment for the company for 8 months to the bank will be 14,375 pesos per month. And the next is the expenses. The company has a total of 10 workers that are specialized in doing a hybrid seeds. 8 of them, or 8 of the workers, has a minimum salary package of 18,000 with complete benefits. 2 of the workers are the one who took for a client with a minimum, or look for a client rather, with a minimum salary of 15,500 with complete benefits as well. Each worker will undergo a basic training in hybrid seeds production for 2 months with expense of 2,000 or 250,000 pesos upfront. So next is the income. The client will be paying accordingly or according to the contract, and it depends if which seeds or plants they want to be hybrid breeding. It will be under estimation, that is ranges from at least 20,000, but it will grow. It depends on the situation of the client needs. But the company has already a hybrid seeds tax. We can provide them the seeds if available, and that is per kilogram. The price will depend if what kind of seeds. And so that's all. So thank you for listening, and have a good day.